what is your biggest who is your biggest question mark going into free agency, and who is your underrated player in free agency that teams should look out for?
Oh gosh. Do you have one so I can pull up the free agent list?
My underrated player would be Otto Porter. I feel like
Hell.
for the right price, he can be a great 3-and-D guy for a team like the Pacers, Mavericks, Clippers, Lakers, Knicks.
Mm.
A lot of teams could use Otto Porter's service as long as he stays healthy. My biggest question mark is Victor Oladipo, because I have no idea what the Heat do with him and who would he fit with.
Victor Oladipo is 29. Did you know that?
Yeah,
I did not know that. Oh my god. Oh my god.
he was.
Victor Oladipo is 29.
Right now I don't know who he is as a player, and I don't know what the trajectory, because he's going to be going into his 30s. I don't know what he's going to be and how serviceable he'll be. But we already know he's a two-way guy. Still question marks about the scoring and how consistent he will be, but it's just, do the Miami Heat want to keep him when they can go after a much more bigger or trade for a bigger guy? Is he the guy next to a Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo that basically breaks the barrier and gets them back to the finals? I have question marks with that. I had question marks with that trade because they were basically going to buy into Victor Oladipo, and I just didn't think that he would be the guy next to a Butler. I feel like a guy like Kawhi would be much more suited, or if they can get a bigger fish, really. So I have questions with Victor.
I feel like you took the two best ones.
We can always
Like I'm
agree.
looking over the list and those were like the first two names that stood out to me too.
Like I think a Porter would fit seamlessly on any team. Like given the right price, I'm not giving you 20 million a year.
Making 26 last year.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's not happening anymore.
No.
Those days are done.
Okay. Whew. There's some interesting people. You know who I would really like to see? James Johnson on the Nets.
Say James Johnson.
I don't know why, but I saw James Johnson and I said, you on the Nets would be very interesting.
Surprised you didn't say like a Kelly Oubre, you know?
What? Why? James Johnson plays the Draymond Green role. There it is.
I guess. Okay.
I don't really see that as anything though. Okay. Person I would be most excited about in free agency is Lonzo Ball. Because
BBB.
there's so many teams that could use him. Like so many.
It seems like the Pelicans may want to just let him go and not pay him.
Yeah, so if that happens, Bulls, Knicks, that'd be awesome. Lakers would be interesting. See him sign back with the Lakers. Bro, Hornets, why not? At that point.
B brothers. They signed LiAngelo to
That what made me think about it, yeah. And in order to differ from you, because I thought that I'm trying to look at different names. Kelly Oubre.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to say Kelly Oubre is interesting because he didn't really have a good year with the Warriors. He came off a really good year with the Suns. He kind of found his role. Then he went to the Warriors, and the Warriors didn't really have a role for him. So I wonder what role he could play. And I could see a team like the Kings overpaying a lot for him.
I wouldn't do that if I was the Kings.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I could see he's 25. I could see a team overpaying for him, and that would be interesting. But I could see it happening because he does have this the season before the season that just ended as, you know, a really good season with the Suns. And playing on the Warriors is very difficult because of how they function as a team. So he might have just not been ready to do that. So also he's in car commercials now, and I thought that was weird.
Really?
Yeah, he's on like a CarMax commercial where like he goes to like the car dealer guy and he expects to be noticed. But I don't think regular people would be able to notice Kelly Oubre. So
Who wouldn't notice Kelly Oubre? Can't believe it.
bro, he's like the eighth man off, like the eighth man on the Warriors
Recognize his
roster.
face with how, you know, NBA Twitter glosses over him.
That's true. Maybe people would recognize Kelly Oubre. They have the same commercial with Steph Curry, and it makes so much sense with Steph Curry. But I always thought Kelly Oubre